The director of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, Andy Serkis, talks a little bit about the delays for the film and of course what these delays ultimately meant in the long run. And he reveals that had the film originally come out when it was supposed to, when Sony set the hard date and were saying you have to have it done by this time, had the pandemic not hit, this film would be much worse. So I think most of you know how studios operate. They hire the directors and the people working on the film. They give you a deadline and they say you have to be out on this date. Especially things that are connected to IPs that you're technically just borrowing or leasing until time runs out or they get bought back. And if you stop production, you can suddenly find yourself breaching contract and you can go to court over it. This almost happened with X-Men First Class, which is why they gave Matthew Vaughn like 6 weeks to finish everything he could. Then they're like, you're starting shooting, go. And he was like, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. That sort of is the mentality Sony has with all of their films. So recently, speaking with multiple outlets, this one specifically comes from Real Blend, he said that when they finished shooting the film, they had a certain amount of time left that he thought was almost impossible. And he said it looked like the original release date was impossible to hit. And when talking about it as well, he said there was still many special effects that were nowhere near done had it needed to meet that original release date. But due to the pandemic and everything, that allowed them to work on the film even longer, to cut the film up a little longer, and to make sure that the special effects look as good as they do in the final version of the film. So he feels very thankful because they got to execute on the idea that they wanted to and not the studio mandated rush it out by this, and if the special effect isn't done, we'll either cut it or we'll just slapdash it together quickly and toss it on the final version of the reel. Well, that didn't end up happening, thankfully, and we've seen this happen before. Again, let me reference Fox, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Remember how they literally did not put texturing on his claws on certain scenes, or completely botched a special effect, or didn't even apply textures to certain things? That's the scenario they would have been in with this film. So the multiple delays allowed them way more time to actually be able to finish the effect shot to an acceptable quality, I would say. Now mind you, there's still plenty of shots in this film that look dodgy at best. I will say that, even as somebody that really enjoys the film. You could admit that it has faults, but a part of me really wants to see what the original version would have been, because it sounds like they were far off from completing many special effects. So would they have had to cut even more? Was the film going to be way shorter? Like, how would that have looked?